Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be looking at trademark and copyright infringement, how to avoid it, and what can happen if you do infringe someone's copyright. So if you want to protect your KDP account, then make sure you watch the whole of the video. Now, my name's Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it, and that's your money I'm talking about. If you do like videos like that, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and also smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I do more videos like this. So today we're going to be looking at trademarks and copyright infringement and how to avoid it. Now, before we get onto that, I just want to ask you one question. What's the best invention of the 20th century? Is it X-rays or the use of X-rays? Is it the computer? Is it medication to treat diabetes? No, none of those. I'll tell you what the best invention of the 20th century is, and that is post-it notes. And today I received these bad boys. Now, before you ask, I did wipe this down in alcohol. I exposed it to UV light for 37 minutes and put it in the microwave for 3 minutes, so it's completely germ free. So I'm staying safe. Okay, so let's get on to this trademark and infringement business. Now, if you're familiar with merch by Amazon, or you do merch by Amazon, that is creating t-shirts with slogans, graphics on the front, you'll know that they are very hot on trademark. And if you upload a listing and it's got a word or even a string of 2-3 more words that breaches trademark, they won't allow you to upload that to merch by Amazon, and you'll also get a black mark on your account or a red cross, whatever it is they do, and you can lose your account on that basis. But KDP are a lot more lenient. They don't have any such program in place. So the responsibility for not breaching someone's trademark is on you. Now, I often follow a simple rule, or a couple of rules, and that is: one, I use common sense, and two, if what you're doing is making money, or you're aiming to make money off the back of someone else's face, product, creation, brand, then you're going to be breaching someone's trademark and breaching copyright law. And really, you can stop the video there and have a nice rest of the day. However, we're going to look at this in a bit more detail, because I do get a lot of questions on this about trademarks, about copyright. Now, before I do go on, I must make a disclaimer. I'm not a legal professional. I don't hold any legal qualifications. So, if you are in doubt and and you're not sure and you're losing sleep over it, then my advice would be to seek legal advice. Okay? But most of the time, if you just follow some simple basic rules, you don't need to do that. But you need to protect yourself. Now, using these simple rules that I've just said, I want to apply this to something that someone wrote and asked me today. Now, this is on my phone, and it was a comment. This is a genuine comment, and I'll read it out for you. Now, this is not to make fun or belittle this person, because it's a serious question. And it is it allowed to use famous characters like Simba or any other cartoon characters in a colouring book? What do you think? Let's just apply the first rule, common sense. This is a famous character, a cartoon character, from a book, from a film, from a stage play. Do you really think it would be allowed to use that creation that someone else has created and is making a lot of money from? Do you think it's allowed? Do you think it would be allowed for you to use that character in your colouring book? You know the answer. I mean, I don't know why people ask questions like that, because you know the answer. And it's obvious. And if it's not, the answer is no. There's no way you could use anything like that in a creation of your own, because you're trying to make money off the back of someone else's creation. Now, in 1998, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act was signed, and this was to protect people's intellectual property. And that was video, photos, graphics and text. Now, for journals and notebooks, video doesn't apply unless, of course, you're watching this in the future and you're riding about on hoverboards, in which case don't use other people's videos on the covers or the interiors of your journals. So at the moment, it's just the photos, graphics and text that apply to us. And this encompasses a whole range of things like people's or companies' brands. So if you start writing Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, or putting pictures of cans of Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola on the front of your journals or on the interiors, and that's just an example, by the way, there's lots and probably millions of other different brands, then you'd be breaking copyright law. But there's also things like movies, cartoons, books, famous people, movie stars, sports people, sports teams. In terms of texts, that would be things like famous quotes or sayings, particularly people that are alive and they're creating their brand around these quotes or sayings. Now, on Amazon, I see books that are obviously breaking copyright law. They're infringing on someone's trademark. A couple of weeks ago, I came across someone that had published a whole range of notebooks, and they were pictures of famous people. I think there was Elton John, there was George Michael, so it was like a George Michael journal, an Elton John journal. And actually, surprisingly, these were published a year ago, so they were still on Amazon, but eventually it will catch up with them. And yeah, who knows what will happen to their account. And also I saw there was some activity or puzzle, but I think they were word search books, and they were using famous sports teams, particularly from here in the UK. So it was like a Man United themed, well, they used the word Man United, and it used their theme, their colours, their badges. It was like a Man United word search book and Tottenham Hotspur word search book. I mean, come on. It's obvious. You're making money off someone else's intellectual property. You're infringing someone's trademark. Now, another good rule of thumb that I often follow is, if you're in doubt, so if you're thinking about doing something and you're in doubt, it's highly likely that you are infringing someone's trademark. So just forget about it. Just move on to something else. There's so many different types of journals and notebooks and planners, etc., that you can do, that you don't need to be using someone else's property. Don't spend days wondering, oh, should I use that sports team's name? If you're in doubt, it's highly likely that you are going to be infringing trademark. Just move on. Just do something else. And don't rely on someone else's hard work, something else that they've created in the past to try and make money. Now, if you are unsure, and there can be some areas that might be a bit borderline, and that's more in terms of things like text. I want to use particular words on my journal. Now, I've never actually personally ever come across this, because most of the books I use are logbooks, training type logbooks for businesses, for sports people, and yeah, I've not even had to consider whether I'm breaking anyone's trademark, breaking copyright law. But if you're using a couple of words and you're wondering what if, well, as I said, if you're in doubt, it's likely you are, but you can check online. So if we go to the uspto.gov website, just to check American trademarks, and don't worry, I'll put the links to these two sites down below. So you go to the homepage of the uspto.gov website, you click or hover over Trademarks and click on Test. That's a trademark database. And when you get there, you click on Basic Word Mark Search. Okay, and here you'd put in the words that you're searching for. So on the theme of Simba, that's from the Lion King. So let's just put in, so we're thinking about, we're going to do a Lion King themed colouring book. And we're going to put on the front, the Lion King colouring book. So we're a bit unsure, so we go and put in the Lion King. Okay, and then we've got these options over on the left hand side. So we keep the plural and singular button checked, and we want to click on the live because we're not interested in trademarks that have come and gone. So we click on live and then we submit our query, and then you'll get the results. And lo and behold, we can see here the Lion King. Is it alive or is it dead? It's live. So someone owns a trademark on that. So if you go using that in your book, obviously you've got the potential to get into trouble. And there's also these related themes here on the Lion King. So the other option is I've picked up the UK intellectual property site. Again, I'll put the link down below, and you can do the same sort of thing, search for a trademark, and that's on the quick links. And again, we go down to keyword, phrase or image, and we have a couple of options here. We have similar, exact. Well, for this moment we're going to use exact, and we're going to again put in the Lion King, and we know what results are going to come up, don't we, I think. And we can choose dates and just leave all the options, and then just search, and I suspect we're going to come up with similar results. And yes, here we are, the Lion King registered. So that's it. Forget it. You move on to the next thing. Now, here's the important thing. What happens if you do use someone's trademark, breach copyright law? Well, you'll receive a cease and desist letter. Now, of course, they don't have your contact details on Amazon. So what they'll do is they'll send it to Amazon, and they'll inform Amazon, who will then contact you with this cease and desist letter. And if you don't stop using their trademark, obviously you could be liable to legal action, and I suppose you could be sued. But here's the big kicker. Now, Amazon, they've written to Amazon, so Amazon knows that you've breached trademark, and they're probably going to look at your account and review your account. And if you're lucky, they might just put a black mark, a red dot, a red cross on your account. And if you're unlucky, they may just shut down your account completely. And if they shut down your account, it's very difficult to set up another account in your name. And these accounts are very valuable because they're a good way of making a lot of money. So basically, if you're careless or you intentionally use someone else's trademark, you're at huge risk of losing your account. And it's probably one of the most common reasons why people lose their KDP accounts, along with having more than one KDP account as well. So if you want to keep your account safe, follow the simple rules of using common sense. If it's making money off someone else or someone else's property or brand, don't do it. And if you're in doubt, don't do it. There's so many different things you can create in terms of journals, notebooks, logbooks, planners, diaries, etc., that you shouldn't even be, considering or worrying about using someone else's trademark. So that's it for now. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. And until next time, which will be tomorrow, and I'm doing a video on word search books. Word search activity books, looking at how to make them, looking at the niche, and looking at those all important keywords. So if you do want the heads up on that and be one of the first to get the keywords, then make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll receive notification as soon as I produce that video. So until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.